All right, hello everybody. Welcome to 12th House Tarot. Let's go ahead and get started. Father, Mother God, guide us and protect us. It's in our spiritual team of light and the light only known and unknown. As we reveal, bind, rebuke, and destroy all demonic and negative energies, entities, and auras in all dimensions and all realms and all realities and all aspects of life for the generations of the past, present, and future. And we do this for the greatest good of all in life, light, love, divinity, purity, prosperity, and protection. Amen and Ashe. All right, so we got Leo. Remember that these readings are timeless. It doesn't matter whether Leo is your sun, moon, or rising, in your second house, third house, fourth house, fifth house. Don't matter what asteroid, planet, or aspects, because there's a lot of stuff in your charts that they do not tell y'all, and it's just not your sun, moon, or rising. Whether it's Western astrology, Vedic sidereal, evolutionary astrology, Egyptian astrology, it does not matter. It all is fluid and free-flowing. So check out your birth charts. I'm going to have to do a video on how to really do your birth charts, because once y'all see that, you can't go back. Oh, once you've seen the unseen, you cannot go back. You now know. All right, so Leo, let's go ahead and get our overall energy for you. Let your light shine. Okay, Leo, that really fits y'all. Let your light shine. We know Leo's like letting their light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. You are letting your light shine. This gives you a stable foundation through all the changes that you have gone through, that you are going through, and that you will continue to go through. You will continue to let your light shine and share the joy, share the wisdom, share the love, share the prosperity, share the abundance of being in alignment and what alignment is. Being authentic and what being authentic is. And from a space of love, from a space of pure love. That's beautiful, and that causes a lot of endings to cycles, especially generational curses that has been placed on your family and on your lineage, because a lot of them weren't allowed to let their light shine. So now you are able to do that by ending those cycles and being seen, which came out. Check out the astrology reading for the week. Y'all, these cards right now. Come on now, Leo. Y'all gotta let your light shine, and then this stuff start coming out. What is going on? Okay. So we have Judgment in reverse, the Devil, the Nine of Cups in reverse, the Chariot in reverse, the Eight of Coins upright, and the Ten of Swords in reverse. So while you walk in your authentic truth, these energies really do not like it. This devil wants you caged in a hole, trapped, stuck. They don't want you to feel that space of love, because when you manifest from love, look, let your light shine. What's that right above that? A heart. You're doing it from a place of love. Then you're not able to move forward, but you keep, even if your emotions are imbalanced, even if it seems like things aren't moving forward, even if it feels like someone is trying to cause a wrongful judgment against you, you are still moving forward. You are still working hard and diligently, and the Ten of Swords are not yours. Those weapons formed against you can and never have prospered. If anything that did happen into your life, those Queen of Cups being upside down, things being stagnant and not moving, and they think they had something to do with it, trust and believe God allowed it. And that's the only way something is allowed to happen, is if Father, Mother God allows it to happen, because it's for your growth, it's for your own purpose. You're seeing where the judgment is being called on it, and you know that it's not for you. They're seeing their own judgment, because they can't see that the door is open for them to come out of trying to do harm and wrong and be stagnant and stuck and being in obstacles. And even if, okay, let's say this is your energy, and with Judgment in reverse, it's because you were trapped. But now you see that, the cage door is open. Like in this devil card, like the devil's like, I got power over you. The cage door wide open. Wide open. Not a lock, not a chain, not a nothing. Just sit in the cage. cowering down. And we have those moments where we are in that cage, just cowering down, and we don't want to call judgment on our life or on a situation or a circumstance or on people, and we start feeling, that lack of love, that lack of abundance, that lack of joy, that emotional reciprocity and abundance, and things aren't moving forward and they're stagnant. But through the grace of God, you just keep going. There's something inside of you, your light, that you are here to shine, that you have a stable foundation on, that completes cycles and break generational curses and strongholds and doubts and worries. It still keeps you going forward in the 3D. You're still able to maintain despite what may be going on in your life, despite what type of bondage, because at the end of the day, that door is wide open. So anything that the devil tries to bring to you is only going to be temporary, and it's not going to prosper, and it's not going to work. Ooh, shucky ducky. Now we got the moon in reverse over the judgment in reverse. Oh. They tried. They really did try. So we got the moon in reverse with the tree of life, the 3 of coins in reverse, the 3 of cups in reverse, the 2 of swords in reverse, and the 9 of coins upright. So yeah, you're able to, with the moon in reverse, the moon is things that are hidden, and you kind of got to search through. You got to be in that dark and use the light within the dark, because that's what the moon provides. The moon provides some sort of illumination while it's darkness all around. But with that being in reverse, with judgment under reverse, that judgment wasn't for you. You're able to see through the things, and then if it was a judgment that you weren't willing to call on other people or call on yourself, you're able to see as to why, what was stopping you, what was keeping you in this state of feeling lack and emotional neglect, and being able to keep retracting the same people over and over and over again, that you give your love and your heart and your all to, but you don't get nothing in return. Things don't move forward, and you got to pick yourself up by the bootstraps and keep on working and move forward, knowing that it's for a reason. It's for a reason. The 10 of swords in reverse for me is like, okay, it's for a reason. That it's for a reason. Because look, if you look at this is the same position he's in, the fetal position. So they're showing that you came out of that. Yeah, you might be stuck for a little bit, but they can never call judgment on you and saying that, oh, it was condemnation. Oh, it was something you did wrong. Oh, it was something you did bad. No, it was for a higher purpose, and it was for your life calling, your tree of life. And then now you're able to see through it all, able to see and gain the understanding and the clarity and the wisdom of why this had happened and for what. Because they did not want you to, this devil energy did not want you to move forward. With that, it's clarified by the 10 of cups. Well, the 10 of cups is clarified by the 3 of coins in reverse. They did not want you to move forward, because when you can't manifest from a place of love, you can't birth things into fruition. Why? Because that's your feminine energy. They wanted you to continue wearing the mask, because the 3 of cups here, the cups are full and the masks are off. They wanted you to still keep wearing the mask, not letting your light shine. Wanted you to be in a place of heartache and hurt and wondering what's going on. Like, she got 2 swords and she's just sitting there like, oh my goodness, I don't know what is going on around me, but I have these 2 swords. What am I even supposed to do with these 2 swords? I'm blind, I can't see, I don't know what's going on. Absolutely not. But even if you were in that place, you didn't stay there long. And it brought you to the 9 of coins with the 10 of swords, that burden, that hurt, that betrayal. It brought you into this 10 of coins. So then we have the Page of Coins, the King of Wands, the 5 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, the Knight of Cups in reverse, and the Palace of Wands in reverse. What's going on? I don't know about the palace. Oh, okay. So yeah. So with this page of coins, it was an offer. It was a very small offer. You started off very jovial. You're starting completely all over, so that you can step forward more into the King of Wands, because you know where it is that you're going. You're not willing to give up the fight. You're not willing to just be in a Nine of Cups and the Three of Coins in reverse. You're fighting for what it is, through the heartbreak, through the pain, even if you don't feel like a King of Cups, because you know you're still in the process of healing, and you're not able to walk into the palace of Wands just yet. You're feeling left out in the cold. Now you're going through rebirth or transformation. This being left out in the cold, they wanted you to be in a Palace of Cups in reverse. They did not want you to manifest this in any type of way. Yeah, it was on offer. The Six of Coins. They did not want you to manifest this. But not being in this Palace of Coins, this Palace of Cups, it's allowing you to really go through this rebirth and transformation process, which allows you to get the Ace of Wands, to move passionately for, like, you got the King of Wands, the Five of Wands, and then over here, the Ace of Wands. The King of Wands, the page, with this little bit of offer, with the little bit that you do have, with the little bit that you are able to do, you are moving with motivation that is backed by the divine, and fighting through it all, even with the heartbreak and the heart hurt and the pain and the betrayal and the despair that a situation have caused you to be in with this devil energy. And the devil energy is standing above the tree of life. Yeah, they did not want you to manifest, to let your light shine, to sing your soul song. Absolutely not. No, why would they want you to do that? They was hoping that you was to forever be left out in the cold, but they didn't know you being left out in the cold was going to be your catalyst for transformation and change. And yeah, you're not in the Page of Cups yet, but you are moving passionately to it, passionately through it. And then you have the Six of Coins with the Wheel of Fortune. God will watch you and see what you do with the little things before he brings you something more. God will watch and see what you do with the little things. With the little things before you get the whole world. Because we got the Chariot in reverse and now the Wheel upright. Yeah, this devil energy really tried to stop your progress, stop your hurt and your pain, stop you from healing through your hurt and your pain. And give you an offer to try to stop your hurt and pain, but you saw right through there. He said, absolutely not. So I could be stuck in a cage? No. So we'll clarify this whole situation right here. So the cards that came out, the High Priestess, Judgment, and the Ace of Goblets. The page of Goblets in reverse. Oh, you are no longer naive to anything anymore. Nothing. The High Priestess is talking to you. Judgment is going to be called on this situation because they did wrong. They did wrong. Let's find out. We only have 13 minutes on y'all, so let's find out, what did they do wrong? Because there was some type of closing of their heart chakra, and they wanted you to close your heart chakra. You got the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords. Nope. The Two of Swords in reverse with the Lovers. Okay, the Two of Swords is my walk by faith, not by sight card. But they came out twice in the reverse. So what this Two of Swords is in reverse is with this Nine of Coins. You purposely got attacked through a romantic relationship because you got the Lovers in reverse. So we have the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the Two of Swords in reverse with the Lovers in reverse. You got attacked through a relationship. They used a relationship to knock you off your throne. And it cause imbalances in your life. Cause you from working hard. Cause you to be imbalanced. They didn't want you to celebrate. They didn't want you to get not an air, nothing. Let me show y'all Let me unplug it because my phone's charging. But do y'all see this right here at the end? The high priestess, judgment, the ace of goblets. Now, mind you, judgment was up here in reverse, right? You got the wheel of fortune down here, moving forward with the little things, being appreciative of the little things that God is giving you to be able to move forward. The two of swords in reverse. The two of swords in reverse, followed by the lovers. And then you have temperance in reverse under the lovers. Temperance and the three of pentacles in reverse under the lovers. And their overall energy, but you're still moving. This person really wanted to play games, trying to take advantage of your naivety. Because the Page of Swords is very naive. They get angry very easily. They saw that, like, yes, there are things that probably you talked about or just went through in life, and it was, you know, a very passionate way of speaking. They took that, oh, that's anger, so I can tempt them with this and tempt them with that. No, please learn the difference between anger and passion. When there's an influx in someone's voice and they get a bit louder, depending on the context, that is passion. So you can't use that situation and thinking that, oh, okay, I'm going to play this person and that's going to be the same reaction. No, because they see it. They understand that. They're using discernment. They know what passion and what anger is, because trust and believe, especially with a Leo, if a Leo is pissed off, you are going to know without a shadow of a doubt that they are pissed off. And then you trying to take advantage of that in another situation, but using it in a love situation because for whatever reason is going on, you didn't want them to ascend, to get to the, you didn't want them to get to this 9 of coins without you. But it's not going to work. They did not want you to get to that 9 of coins without them. They wanted to be the ones partaking in your 9 of coins, but that's not going to happen. Because that's all they wanted. They wanted to knock you off your purpose, off your mission, but still wanted you to manifest, but use it to manifest physical things. Why? So they can live comfy and happy. Why aren't they doing it? But there's going to be awareness as to what's actually going on with them. What demonic energies and negative energies is around this situation. Because why aren't they doing it? Like, that's not being told. You just see them doing some nonsense, and it's like, but why? I mean, yeah, we're always going to ask why people do nonsense, but for this, like, it started off with the devil. It started off with the devil. Judgment in reverse with the devil. So you have the 6 of Wands, murmur. Teaches philosophy perfectly. Brings souls back from the dead to answer questions. So yeah, this person dabbles in the arts. Especially if you got the high priestess out here. The high priestess only come out when there's someone that do know better. That's dabbling and using their gifts, skills, talents, and abilities in not a positive way. So they're finding out secrets about you, trying to use your weaknesses to take advantage of you. Because especially Leo rules Puva Paguni. It's a PH. Purva Palunga. Look, the Vedic sidereal terms are a bit difficult because they originate from Sanskrit. Oh, new information. Did not know that. Purva Palingi. There it is. Thank y'all. It rules that, which is about being seen, which is about being a leader and a leader on a grand scale, which definitely resides with Leo's energy. And so they're trying to find out and just ride your coattails, really try to manipulate you into staying in a situation that you like, hell no. They try to call judgment on you, trying to blame you for lack and the love not being there, when no, for real, it's really them. They just had you caged and in the prison until you realized that door was open. You said, oh, absolutely not. You know what? I'm going to get on out. I'm going to do my thing. And you know, if it's really me, then you'll be able to tell that it's me. And you let go and let God deal with it. You like, okay, you know what? Since it's me, we're gonna go ahead and let God deal with it. And it's not you. So then we got the Queen of Cups, Phoenix. Teaches all sciences, perform wonderful poetry, follows all requests with excellence. Yeah, they got some people working on their side that is not of the light, that is of the dark, and really thinking that. But see, when they step into someone, when someone of the darkness steps to someone, or they conjure something of the darkness, and it steps to someone that's letting their light shine, you're going to be revealed or destroyed in the light, because what happens to a shadow when you shine your light on it? The closer you get to your shadow, the smaller and smaller it gets, to literally, it basically doesn't exist anymore because it's literally under your feet. The Chariot, sower of discord, slayer of men. The Lovers, Zephyr, causes women to love men and bring them together, and love can make women barren. They did not want you to manifest, they wanted you barren. Barren from manifesting and letting your light shine, which is your calling. What archangels was around this situation, so that's why. They were just using you. They were just using you. But the ability you be able to still shine your light, even with the little bit that God has given you, pretty much guarantees your 9 of Pentacles. Because it's hard for someone to go from a 9 of Pentacles to then a 5 of Coins. So just a 5 and just get a little bit. But you were willing to give all that up. Forget the comfort, forget all that. You were willing to do that and start completely over at the Page of Coins, so that you know that you are starting over in peace, going through a rebirth, going through a transformation, getting something structured more in your life that this devil tried to stop you from walking your path, but you still the king of wands on it, and still moving passionately and fiercely, and they're just sitting there like they don't know what to do. They're literally dumbfounded at this point. They're not understanding, but this person don't have much. Why are they so grateful? Why are they so happy? How are they abundant and they don't have anything? And that's the biggest story that a hater's going to try to say, well, you don't have anything, so yep, that's how you know that person's a hater, right then and there. Let that come up out their mouth. Well, you don't have anything, because it's not about what you see. Okay, the angels that are around you, you have the Fool, Viura, the exalting God. Will and new beginnings, assist with difficult and great undertakings. New beginnings. I'm dropping all these cards, Lord. New beginnings. The Emperor, Archangel Michael, Big Mike. Like unto God, political authority, gives safe travel and protects against conspiracy. See, anything that they try to plan and plot against you is going to come out in the judgment in reverse all the time. It's going to be revealed with the moon in reverse. That means you're going to see it coming from a mile away. And because why? You got the high priestess energy within you, and judgment is going to be called on them. From all angles, from all places, the people trying to affect your money and everything. And that's even going to the political and government sense. You're like, yeah, because if you notice, for the richer to be richer and the poor to stay poor, one of the most richest entities is what? The government. And so they're coming out with all these rules and litigations and things so that they can remain rich and they're in their spot and not let anybody else come up. Because they worry about that if you come up and you let your light shine, you're going to end up replacing whatever it is that they get rich off of. And it's going to be in a way that's full of integrity. And not try to get over on people. Which is coming. So they might as well just go ahead and get ready and get prepared. The high priestess is out here. We see it. Everybody see it. Trying to be partners and lovers and do all of that nonsense. Nope. None of that is working. We see through it all. It's not working anymore. You're not going to get away with it. It's all being revealed, and justice is going and will be called and is currently being called. The Knight of Wands, Halua, God the good in himself, protection, prevents discovery of secret crimes, saves exiles. Prevents discovery of secret crimes. That means it was not meant for you to know until it is time for you to know. Why? So that you can be ready. So you don't use what they try to use and be all angry. Because if you would have knew it beforehand, you would have been pissed off. So you go through a rebirth and a transformation, and God might not reveal something to you until it's time for you to know, so that you can prepare for the next situation that comes about when someone tries that same old nonsense with you. But it was protecting you because God knows how they gonna do the go off. Their righteous anger is about to be highly righteous, and they might tip a little bit into the dark side. So we don't want, judgment or justice being called on them. So we're not gonna tell them yet. Just wait. Just give it a second. And then we're going to reveal it as to why that happened for the way that it happened. Because sometimes God would take away a lot of things in your life, but all those things were nothing but distractions and disruptions from you being aligned, having a personal relationship with Father, Mother, God, and having a personal relationship with your spiritual team, with your knowledge, with your information, being aligned on your call and your path, and having that passion, having that hunger, having that fuel to be able to stay on that path and maintain it regardless of what the hell is going on around you. That's beautiful. And now we got justice, Khalil. Look, justice will be served. The invocable God, justice. Make truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. And it says exiles. Oh yeah, they wanted you exiled. They wanted you far, far away. Why? Because the further a star is, right? How are you going to be able to see it? Like the sun is the closest star in the galaxy to us. That's why it's as big as it is. If we was next to the North Star, it would be just as big as the dang on sun. So the further away something is, the harder it is to see that light. But you're still shining. And no, even when you knew that you were in exile, because eventually it got revealed. You are in exile, yes you are, but that was your making of so that you can be able to be what it is you need to be able to shine your light in your full power and authority without those mediocre distractions and interruptions, because that's all that it was. Because then, the things move, things change. You won't be in exile no more. Things are being done through the court system. And that could be in real life, but it's definitely happening in the spiritual. Oh, yeah. So you got the Two of Candles. Elijah on Mount Carmel. Elijah went before the people and said, "How long will you waver between two options? If the Lord is God, follow him. But if Baal is God, follow him." 1 Kings 18:21. They're stuck between two options, and they keep going down the wrong path. You decide, you looked up, you was like, no, I'm going this way. Because you could have been a sheep and just following behind, like, okay, well, I'm in this. Let me just stick out this commitment because we don't give up. And the Bible is teaching us that you just stick it out. You just stick it out. That's not what that meant. It meant through your trials or tribulations. A relationship, anything that is not. God called justice how many times? Hell, God eventually, what in the Bible, if you go to straight text, had a flood. And then promised to destroy the earth. Of like, okay, I won't destroy it with water. But instead they're going to destroy it in fire in Revelation. So look, they kept their promise. He said not water. It's fire this time. But that fire is going to be the rebirth and the transformations that other people are going through in that shift in times, because your attitude, your personality of doing wrong, of being corrupt, and these injustices will be known. You will get your karmic retribution. Either you, and unfortunately, I'm praying that it's actually the people that do it, because for it to go on to your the next generation, because you didn't want to take accountability for it, that's sad. That is very sad, and I'd be pissed off at you too if I was if I was the next one coming up and you were my ancestor like you. So you did this, so now this is why I'm going through this, because I'm fixing your mess. Like, that's not okay. Think about that. But they don't think about stuff like that. They don't care. They're living right there in the moment. That's power and greed and satisfying, the body. The body leaves. Your soul doesn't. So, and that's where this choice is coming in at. We taking care of our soul, and they're taking care of material things that they can't take with them, that's going to rust, rot, and be buried for the future geologists to dig up and find. Like, but that don't mean who it is that you are. Shoot, we done covered how many people and then found out whether they were good or bad. Exactly. So it's your story. That's the story. That's the lineage you want to live. That's the legacy you setting for your future father generations that people in the future are then going to evaluate. Yeah, okay. Um, we got the Ace of Feathers. Saul's conversion. He fell to the ground and heard a voice say to him, Saul, Saul, why do you persecute me? Acts 9:4. Because Saul was going after all types of people because he was evil. He was taken over by a spirit. He chose Baal. He was taken over by a spirit, started just convicting everybody, left, right, left. He didn't trust anybody. Everybody was against him, all of this stuff, because why? This demon wanted him to completely destroy and ruin himself even more so than the few mistakes he already did to lose his favor. So, and that's what's going on, but they don't have their coming. They're going to have their conversion where they're like, man, I really did mess up. Yeah, yeah. And a lot, especially when it comes to politics and governments, it's going to be unfortunate when they're on their deathbed. But that karma is going to come. It's going to come. Five of Feathers, King Saul's tragic downfall. The Lord has turned the kingdom out of your hands and given it to one of your neighbors, to David. 1 Samuel 28:17. See? Then we just talk about how Saul was going to end up. These political leaders, the governments, the people that's doing corrupt or wrong, that know better, they are going to have their moment in justice. Literally, the archangel of justice, Khalil, came out. Invocable God. Makes truth known in court, causes innocence to prevail. They think they're trying to write all these laws and everything, trying to prevent from actually going to 3D court. But they forgetting about spiritual court. Ain't nothing they could do. Ain't no money. You can't. Money is needed for what in heaven? Nothing. They can't buy their way in. They can't con their way in. They can't get out of the justice that is going to come. All their every skeleton locked up in their closets are going to come out. So just keep on working on you, shining your light, and being a part of the team that's going to help further the ascension for people's awareness to get back into a place of love, so that we can all eventually, generation from now, be able to just sing Kumbaya as a world. Because they're going to have their reckoning moment. It's coming. One way or another. They can't run from it. So then you got the 6 of grain, widow's generosity, calling his disciples to him. Jesus said, truly I tell you, this poor widow has put more into the treasury than all the others. And seeing that's why you had to be getting rid of a lot of the distractions and interruptions. Your enemies are going to see it as, oh, well, see, they don't have anything. See, they're not really blessed. They're not really chosen. They're not really called. No, they can think that. Let them continue to think that. But no, that's not what's going on. Those things were disruptions. So if you can still manifest with little to nothing and still leaving them confused, like, but how, why are they happy? They don't have anything. They don't have this. They don't have that. I have this and I have that, because your soul is not right. So you can see how they can literally have a peace that surpasses all understanding in the middle of the storm, have absolutely nothing in comparison to you, and still be happy. 33 on the timer. And card number 11, Page of Chalice, Samuel, the boy prophet. The Lord came and stood there, calling as the other time, Samuel, Samuel. Then Samuel said, speak, for your servant is listening. 1 Samuel 3:10. And that's exactly what you did. You're able to listen to what the instructions that God has given you, so that you can shine your light and keep on moving. Yo, my crown chakra just tingled. Something powerful. It was like just a wave. And that's what that's about. People don't realize that gaining a whole bunch of material things and stuff like that, trying to keep up with the Joneses in the world, you're going to keep up with they path in the world. But that's not what success does not look the same for everybody on everybody. Everybody has a different level of success that they feel is successful, that they feel that they made it, that they feel is abundant, that they feel like, hey, this is more than enough. Hey, this is, oh my goodness, I wasn't expecting this much, and someone else could look at like that. That's nothing. But you don't know. And you're willing to take the harder route and literally have nothing, so that you can be a servant of your path, of your calling, of your mission, of your purpose, of your life path. and being able to hear, because you can't hear and listen and be a servant listening to all the nonsense that's going on in the world. So the last cards that come out, you got Adelic Times, The Garden, Paradise, Hidden Knowledge, Akashic Record, Silent Understanding. Yeah, I don't even think I need to explain those because they speak for itself. Welcome back to the Garden of Eden. Hello, how are you doing? Welcome. All right, y'all. Let me go ahead so y'all can see your whole spread and your layout. It's beautiful. Okay, Leos. Until next time, peace.